Has the relationship between gamers and game studios changed? I remember a day when you had to physically go to a store to pick up a game. You went back home, you put that game in your console, and you consumed that game. Now, you might have hated it, liked it, gotten 5 hours of game time, 100 hours of game time. That's not the point. The point is that was transactional. And the relationship between gamers and game studios of those games basically ended there. Well, today, that relationship is more intertwined, complicated, immediate. It could be punishing, could be rewarding. Today, game studios have to be more diligent in the product they produce because the feedback is immediate. The reaction could be detrimental to that studio. So today, we're going to discuss that subject. We're going to dive into it. And we're going to ask the question, can AAA studios get away with mediocre games in the future? What made me ponder this question was the fact that basically the scrutiny that goes on now when a game is released, even when a game is announced, there's a lot of scrutiny, there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of articles, there's a lot of ratings, there's a lot of Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, you name it. There's a lot of information about a game, pre, during, and post. This is the life cycle of a game. And the relationship that we as gamers now play in that dance is very vital, critical in some scenarios. And you don't even have to look much further than what's going on right now with Diablo 4. You have every top tier content creator of Diablo 4 literally creating content on why they are not creating content on Diablo 4 anymore. Vis-a-vis, it doesn't get them views. There's nothing for them to do, whatever the reason, okay? They just can't continue to support and talk about that game because for those reasons I just mentioned, okay? And there's a myriad of more. But the point is that there's a reason why the top tier content creators in whatever social media platform you're talking about, there's a reason why the term influencer is used in social media. And that is because they influence other people. And in this industry, gamers influence gamers. Okay? So you look at what's going on right now with Diablo 4 and just the rise and crash of that game so fast. Okay? And that's all because of the feedback from the gaming community, not only from the individual users, but also the influencers talking about it, posting, creating content around the issues around that game. This all gets spinned into the life cycle of the game and the discussion, and it influences the tone of that game, which ultimately led to its demise. And then on the other side of that coin, you have Baldur's Gate 3, which came out, got amazing reviews. Players enjoyed the game. It's going off the charts in every category. and it would take me 10 minutes to list them all. Again, the relationship between the game and the studio, Larian, tight. Positive feedback. They enjoyed the game, this and that. So, my point is the relationship between gamers and game studios is so critical that these studios get it right. Now, I used to believe that in this industry, you only had one shot. And to some degree, it's true because a lot of studios get it wrong the first time and they can't recoup from that failure. And the verdict's still out on Diablo 4. We'll wait and see. But it's not unheard of for a studio vis-a-vis CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077. It was a disaster when it was first released many years ago. Okay? Like hundreds of millions of dollars of marketing. Keanu Reeves was promoting your game. And it launched and bust, right? And CD Projekt Red came out right away, apologized. They even went as far as offering no questions asked refunds. They would just give refunds, no questions asked. And in their apology, they said they were going to make it right. Fast forward to today with many updates, 2.0, Phantom Liberty. You know, from all I can see, it looks like they corrected the ship and fixed the game. People are enjoying it. They're playing it. So you can turn it around, although the odds are against you. But my point is, in this new dynamic, it's not like the old days, guys, where, like I said in my intro, you went to a store, you purchased the game, you went home, and really the only person you could bitch to, besides your friends and family, literally you talk to yourself. God, this game sucks. I'm never playing it. And that's it. You took it out of your console and either you threw it out or you just put it in the shelf and you never saw it again. And that's it. No one knew the wiser. Well, today, someone doesn't like a game. Well, they're going on Twitter. They're going on Reddit. They're posting on the game's forums if they have them. The feedback is instant. That's the landscape we're in today. And the point of this video is when I'm thinking about what's going on with Diablo 4, what's going on with Baldur's Gate 3, what's going on with Starfield, what's going on with Cyberpunk 2077, what's going on with Path of Exile, what's going on with Lost Ark, Last Epoch, on and on and on and on and on, right? All these games coming out, some of them have good reputations, some of them have bad reputations, some of them floundered, some of them like running horses out of the gate and are blowing the competition out of the water. And my point is, what does this mean for us gamers in the future? But more importantly, what does it mean for the big guys, the AAA studios? And let's go back to Activision Blizzard, right? My favorite subject. They are recycling games year after year after year after year. Wow. Overwatch, it's now Overwatch 2. Diablo has been through how many versions. Can they continue to get away with it? Because specifically in the ARPG genre, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 has raised the bar. Path of Exile continues to raise the bar, and we'll see what happens with Path of Exile 2 next summer. Now, a lot of people will argue, oh, you can't BG3, you can't, that's different. No, it's not different. It's not. Larian chose not to do microtransactions, and they focused on creating a game for gamers. Their priority was not earnings. It was, let's create the best goddamn game we can create, and the money and earnings will come. Okay? They didn't put the cart before the horse, right? And they're reaping the benefits of that decision. So again, can the current model that apparently a lot of studios, I just mentioned Activision Blizzard, but they're not the only ones, okay? They're not the only ones. Can the rinse and repeat model be successful in the future? Now, I don't know. I'm not an industry expert. I have no idea. I would assume that the answer to that would be no. But I have no idea. Only time will tell. But if I was an executive in a AAA studio, I would be having serious discussions with my leadership team and saying, what the F, ladies and gentlemen? Like, we aren't winning here. You know, like, and before you say it, guys, I know how many billions of dollars Activision Blizzard made last year and how many billions of dollars they continue to make every quarter, hundreds of millions and billions. I understand. Well, Sam, you're an idiot. They're making money. You know what? I can rhyme off 20 companies that led their specific industry, okay? And they rested on their laurels, and these companies don't exist anymore, okay? Nokia with the cell phone, BlackBerry with the cell phone. Industry leaders, they didn't even, like, it was like mafia money. They didn't even know where to put it. And where are they now? Right? And when I'm talking about the cell phone industry, okay? And that's one example. We can go down whatever industry, you pick one. And I'm sure we can come up with one or two examples. My point is, just because it works today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow, right? So, again, I don't know. Maybe some of these AAA studios will continue to do this rinse and repeat and recycle microtransactions, rush and release half-baked games. I don't know. Maybe that'll continue. But thank God for studios like GGG and Larian that take pride in the quality of their game. And they know that if they focus on that, they don't have to worry about the earnings and the money. It'll come. Why? Because when game studios make good games, gamers will play them. Gamers will talk about how good the games are. Gamers will create content on that good game and talk about how good that game is. And people watching those influencers, content creators, are going to hear their favorite content creators say, oh my God, look at the game that he's talking about. It's so good. I'm going to try it. Hell, even a small peon like myself who's been creating content for 2.5 months, okay? I'm a raindrop in the ocean when it comes to influence. Even I've seen comments in my comment section. Because of you, I almost went back to D4. Okay? So can you imagine someone with millions of followers, subscribers, when they say turn left? Do you know how many people turn left? So it's important. This is an important discussion because AAA studios need to understand they got to get their stuff right. Don't produce and launch half-baked games. Now, I get it. There's a disconnect between the actual people developing the game and the ones breathing down their neck up from the ivory tower. Get the game out. We need the money. I get it, okay? I understand that. But this is not a message to a certain level in the gaming industry company. Like, it's a mentality that the business needs to have. So I was thinking about that this weekend, and I thought, hell, man, things have really changed. Like, I saw video after video this weekend from some of my favorite creators, and, you know, one by one, they're walking away from their games because the game sucks and they can't produce content off of it because it sucks. And that game is going to be hurt from that because these are big voices, and people listen to them. So AAA studios, you know, unplug your ears and listen to the people that play your games. It's very simple formula, very simple. And it's a choice. It is a company choice. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios chose to make a great game. That was their focus. They came out and said, we are not doing microtransactions, like I stated earlier. That is a choice. That's an ideology of the company. And that has rippled into the game. And the quality and that decision, that mindset shows up in the game, which translates to the players playing the game. So things that are being discussed in the AAA studio meetings, it impacts your players' digestion of that game. So think wisely. Don't put the cart before the horse. We don't live in that world anymore. There's no mum's the word anymore. You know, everyone goes to their house, they play their games, and hey, of course, your circle of friends, you knew, hey, are you playing this? Are you playing that? No, I'm trying this game. You know, but that's what, 10, 20, even if you're popular, let's say 100 people. Who are you influencing? That world is over. Word spreads like a forest fire right now. So the point of this video is AAA studios, wake up. Spin, rinse and repeat, half-baked games coming out. It ain't working no more. And you're going to reap the downfall of that. At least that's my opinion. I would love to hear yours. You know, concentrate on quality and not just the money. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I would really appreciate it if you could drop your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. And please, like I've said in other videos, your comments have educated me a lot. So if you could drop a comment, I would really appreciate it. And if you could also subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it as well. As always, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good day, and we'll see you next time.